Hey everyone, welcome to the latest episode of the Rich and Turbo Heavy Half Hour. My name's Rich. Find me on X at FuzzDoomRip, all the socials at rich.piva, as a Doom Charts contributor, and doing reviews from Musipedia of Metal. I have my partner in crime, Turbo, with me. Turbo, how you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent. Deep as usual. I have a band that can actually hang with Turbo's beard, which makes me happy as well as a band who I have continually been calling my new favorite band, and that is the band out of Tampa, Florida, Florist. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
What's up, bud?
Excellent. We have Frankie, Kevin, Mike, and Jared with us. I got to hang with a few of you guys when you were opening for Truck Fighters and Restless Spirit, and with our friends Liquid Pennies, also locally from the area. Frankie didn't get to meet you or talk to you, but first of all, I just want to say, love the new record. It's called Adrift. It came out, I guess, Bandcamp says August 1st, right? So sometime around that, and just love it. It's, as I mentioned, you guys just kind of blew me away, and I have a funny story about when I was watching you guys. But if you don't mind, if you can just introduce yourselves, say hi, and tell us a little bit about, for people who might not know and they're not paying attention and be screaming about it, the band.
Well, we're Florist.
Yeah.
You got Frankie over here, Jeremy. I'm Kevin. This is Mike. That would be guitars, synth, bass, and drums. We're based out of Tampa, Florida. We've all been in bands before, but we kind of took to this one almost as like a passion project, and we decided to put a few different pieces, in the pot to see what kind of simmered up, and what kind of came out of it was awesome. We were fans of it. So we were like, man, we're just going to continue to ride with this and see what happens.
Yeah. We wrote a bunch of stuff that was like stuff we want to listen to.
Yeah.
That's what we said when we got together. We're like, hey man, we're kind of older dudes. Like we're not gonna be rock stars. Let's just write some cool stuff that we would listen to, and that's what all this music is. It's like, I would put that on. That's a cool sounding song.
Yeah.
And apparently y'all think so too. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's definitely the case. I had you on my list for August at number 2 for Doom Charts. You guys wound up at 14. And the interesting thing about it though is like, and Turbo I think can attest to this, like your record just kind of dropped out of nowhere. Like I didn't know it was coming. I didn't see it was coming. And then I don't know if there was a lot of like just people ready for it, because the guys voting on Doom Charts, we get promos and we get all this stuff ahead of time, and we're all fancy like that. So had a little bit of catching up to do. But now I think you're probably starting to see some of that groundswell, I would assume, outside of the local area.
Yeah, we're definitely talking to you guys. First off, I'm pumped that we're talking to you guys. We all are.
Yeah.
And as far as like us dropping it, we had plans to drop in a certain time before this tour that we went on, and things just kind of like things didn't line up correctly, and we're just we're just a couple dudes from Tampa. We didn't plan a little ahead on that one, but we're stoked to just drop this and kind of break someone's neck, honestly.
Yeah, it's heavy as hell, but the part that I think gets me is I'm a sucker for like heavy psych and space rock and stuff like that, and so you guys scratch all the itches there for me. I was when I saw you guys, I was there early. I was at the Truck Fighters VIP thing, and I got to hang out with three. I didn't meet you, Frankie, but I'm watching Liquid Pennies. And
he's the lead singer. That's his thing.
I was the lead singer.
Right. So, but it was funny. So I'm hanging out. I went to the show by myself, and I'm just kind of watching everybody. I'm like, who's that rock star guy just walking around constantly back and forth? And the three of the guys get on stage, and they're all ready, and I'm like, they're missing somebody. And I see you jump on the stage. I'm like, that makes so much sense. Yes, it makes so much sense. How did you guys come together? Just kind of being part of the local scene, or knowing you guys through other bands, or how did you guys? How did Florist become a thing?
I think Kev has like the best way to like really detail on that one.
There's a timeline to it.
There's a little bit. We were in a band. We were in a hardcore band together.
Yeah. Me and Mike played in the hardcore scene in Tampa for a long time.
I've known this guy for way too fucking long. First off,
yeah. So we always vibe with all kinds of music, and you go across the board, and just our influence is unending. So me and him have been talking music for literally decades. And he actually, years ago, we're talking probably early 2000s, played in a band, came up from Miami, played with us. Me and him kicked it off, 2 fat guys. What's up? You know, that was the vibe. And, you know, you move through time and shit. Me and him had that connection. I've known Frankie for years now as well. Frankie has known Jeremy, and Mike has known Jeremy for years. So you had that weird trifecta that all of us sort of knew each other and then knew of each other around the circle. And it was like, well, me and Mike in our hardcore band, right before that ended, you know, we were, every time that we would get together and jam, it was always just this crazy, just super rhythmic, driving drum and bass kind of vibe. And we were like, holy shit, let's do something with this. And then Jeremy kind of pops up out of nowhere, just kind of bullshitting with us, and was like, man, I'm getting into synth. I want to do some crazy, you know, warbles and whatnot. We're like, oh, fuck. And then I'm like, we're kind of playing around. It's like we're missing something. You know, we burn the sacred herb and shit. And it's like, yo, I can't remember a fucking thing I'm playing.
Every single time.
It was the whole thing. And it was like,
We would have legit a really good
bullshit.
10-minute thing, right? We looked right at each other, gone.
There's
Gone. It
stuff
was
that
good though. I swear to God, it was
shit
good.
that was
But
lost to the ether is incredible. You know?
yeah,
But Jeremy comes out of nowhere and he was like, well, what about Frankie? And I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that would be an option. So I hit Frankie up and was like, you bored? And he was like, yeah. So he came out and we literally wrote like 2 tracks within that first week off of Signal, or off of the first album, Contact. And it was like, holy shit. Like, and we kind of just kept going with it.
and that's why I think there's like a lot of different aspects of almost the same genre, because like him and I just want to riff on a riff for a good bit, and you know how that goes. And then Frankie's like, nah, check this shit out real quick, and we're like,
rock and roll, man.
do whatever you want.
Like, you guys ever heard of the Mountain? You know what I mean? You're like, oh shit, fuck yeah.
Like your little Leslie West. It fits so well on the music.
And
These guys
honestly,
make it easy for me. Like the bass and drums are so badass that I can kind of do whatever I want with the guitar, and it's super fun.
yeah. And then we got Jared just looking right at us, and he's like, nah, that sucked. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, cool.
Dave,
Yeah,
he gives it like the yay or nay, like which
absolutely.
like,
Without Jeremy, we'd be a garage band.
we'd be a 100% garage rock band with that Jeremy. We'd be a 3-piece rock band, and his face sounds and just opinions on
Everybody
music
thinks he's
shapes
just some dude on acid when they're like, what? They don't know what a theremin is, so they're like, who's that guy that's wasted up there on stage? We're like, he's actually doing shit, man. That's a fucking machine he's working.
Yeah.
But there's also some guru vibes going on with Jeremy, right? There's definitely some like, so it sounds like he kind of keeps you all, you know, all together, and is kind of the glue.
The handler, yeah, he's the handler.
The handler.
Yeah, we could definitely get going. So,
Turbo, what do you got for the guys?
I love the instrumental that opens up this album, 432 Hertz.
Yeah.
Is that what this was recorded at?
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we're all
Awesome.
432 Hertz reference.
There's a whole
shooting
story
now.
behind that too, which is crazy as hell.
Tell them about the
Yeah, so we got approached by a dude who runs like a yoga studio, and he wanted to do this crazy 108 Sun Salutations deal, have us go ahead and run it, but freestyle it, and not just like improv everything. So I approached that mentally and was like, well, cool, we're going to kind of go in like how jazz musicians would have anchor riffs. And 432 was something that I was fucking with for one of the anchor riffs. And that just bred into that song. And I mean, we were obviously dialing in with, you know, the hertz and everything, and running that frequency with everything that we played throughout the album. And that ended up getting canceled, and we were like, well, shit, we got some tracks out of this potentially.
Yeah.
So we just beat that riff to death and formed it into something, and that's what it became.
And it was recorded on the fly too when we were in the studio recording that. Like, you know, the idea of that song existed, but it had, you know, there was no structure to it or anything like that. And these guys were like, come on, Jerry, let's go and get this handled. And I was like, dude, I don't even think I should like track on that. I was like, it was just them kind of locking in. I was like, why don't you guys go in there and just do whatever you want to do, and I'll just put guitar on it over afterwards, you know. And it worked out great, because I would have been in your way. And like that natural flow that they had going on, it was awesome. And then I just got to go make a bunch of feedback and stuff, which was cool, you know? I was in there with my screaming, and, you know, it's a fun time.
But there is sitar in it, right?
Yeah, after we heard it kind of back, you know, once we heard like the rough mixes, it was like missing something. So I was like, hey, it's crazy how this happened too. I sent a reference track for my own place to the guys, like, hey, here it is with some sitar over it. So I had that whole sitar track, and I went to the studio to record it, like, I don't know, the next couple of days, and like broke some tubes out of the equipment I was using. Like I swung the cable, busted a bunch of tubes, and I was like, oh shit, I guess I can record that today. And we ended up just using the reference tracks that I recorded and threw them on there, and it sounded kind of badass, so we left that in there too.
So,
Yeah.
Kevin and Mike, I assume that you didn't have a lot of sitar in your hardcore band. I assume.
No.
For sure.
This turned into a weird experimental thing. And again, like Frankie said earlier, we want to play music that we want. When you play in hardcore, you're very stuck in a square, And a lot of that energy comes out for sure. But it's like, man, we want something else. And me and him, me and Mike were always just hungry for more, right? In the sense of, like, the auditory adventure of everything. And it was like, what do we got to do here? So the random thing that actually solidified us doing this and like cemented it fully as a foundation idea was our guitar player in that hardcore band. Literally the last show we played broke a string on stage. So Mike just didn't stop playing. He locked eyes with me and we just freestyled this fucking riff that ripped, and it was incredible. We just had like 5 to 7 minutes of just this noise that nobody in the crowd even thought was just off. They thought it was just part of the show.
And we all know, like, when it comes to like punk hardcore, and just hardcore, there's like it deals with like a lot of like audience involvement.
Yeah.
So it was really cool because that night was a fest, and we were like second to last, and that string broke, and all that energy just dropped.
So we brought it back.
So we just kept going, and it was really cool to see people just stick around to see what we were doing. And, Marco, the guitarist, he's a pro. He fixed the string, did his thing, tuned it, and just like did a slide and went in with us, and then we started our set. So it was kind of cool that me and Kev just did that, and like from there, people were like, "What was that?" And we were like, "I don't know.
We have no idea, man.
Like crowbar, what's going on?"
It was definitely an eyebrow raiser for both of us. We just kind of locked eyes after that set, and we were like, we know what we need to do, and that's kind of the way we went.
It's amazing how many bands Turbo and I talk to that come from a hardcore and punk background and ultimately wind up somewhere in this like stoner doom psyche space.
Dude, it is the fucking retirement center for hardcore.
I'm just not mad anymore, Like, there's nothing left to be mad about. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not going to write mad music anymore.
No.
I'm trying to chill out and smoke some weed.
But I mean, realistically, you think about a fast-paced hardcore song that goes into a breakdown. Everything in this genre is just slow breakdowns.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, and it's a similar vibe, but not. Yeah. And it works out so well.
If you throw Terror on and you put it on the wrong speed, I'm pretty sure it sounds like I Hate God.
Yeah.
You having that hardcore background rules though, because the breakdowns are badass.
Yeah.
I had a good time playing those things.
It's crazy that a lot of our parts, especially in the original like album on Contact, there were like 2-step pieces to it. We had these very 2-steppy, like in Rover off of that album, there's a 2-step part that's just, it blends perfectly. It's seamless. So
yeah, when we first got started and we started messing with that style of rhythm or whatever, we just, instead of 2-step, it was just like, motorcycle music.
Yeah.
It's just
like, whatever sounds like we're going 1,000,000 miles per hour on a motorcycle. That's the vibe.
If I can listen to something coming out of a guitar cabinet, it splits my beard. I know we're doing it right.
So Turbo and I were reading a little bit about, somebody wrote a kind of an article about your upcoming record release party, and they call out King Crimson, and I don't know, like that. Yeah, Jared, with that. Yes.
The handler, that's his fault.
I get that part. Yes, absolutely.
I would love to cover Starless.
Oh, sure.
That'd be wild.
I did Turbo. I think. What did you say? I think you probably gave a something you thought band wise, not King Crimson, but something else.
Oh, I thought maybe if you would go more towards Hawkwind.
Yep, we get that a lot.
That too.
We got that a bunch.
We got that a bunch.
Yeah, it's but the thing the thing I love about you guys is that it's not, you can't pigeonhole what you're doing in any capacity. Like, you can say stuff, but there's not a lot of very There's not like one comparison here.
No, a lot of it has to do with the low end. I mean, that's your killer sound on the rhythm section and whatever you're doing with your bass, man, is just killer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Somebody gave us the best compliment I had ever heard about me and Mike, and they called us. He's like a hip hop producer that works locally in the clubs here, but he called me and Mike the cheat code. And man, I was like, damn, that's crazy as hell, you know. And his whole thing was like, you could have anybody on stage doing whatever, but because me and him are so locked in, it's just there.
Yeah.
And you could have whatever happening, and you know, I take pride in that. But like me and Mike, we are talking on stage with 0 words at all times.
Yeah,
you know, you saw me staring at him half the time, you know, and we're there, we're dialed. So it's all about that connection, and you can't fake that, man. It just goes. So appreciate that.
I love it.
That's me and Jeremy go berserk too, because like I said earlier, we can play whatever the hell we want over that. That's so good. If we can go there the hell we want. I can play whatever I want on the guitar. You can make any kind of sounds, and it works. You know, it all works because they really are the cheat code. It's awesome.
I think I called Jared in one of the reviews I did the mad scientist behind, you know, all the stuff and noises and everything that you were making.
Musical alchemy.
Yeah. It was just so great and so energetic while doing it on the stage. You know, it's not like you know, your head down and you're just pressing buttons. The how much into it you are into playing is just love it. The live experience with you guys is great, which is what I was going to also ask you about. You guys are playing at the Tampa Doom and Gloom Fest, correct? Is that correct? With a whole bunch of really awesome bands.
Yeah, we're very excited for this one, man. Tara Bay, he's the guy that put that one out, and he's got a ton of help with that. And to see, we played the first one, and that was last year. And to see this lineup for this year is just like that. When I see the flyer and I see where it is, my brain just can't compute, because it's like I would see that lineup and that flyer and imagine that it's in Oregon or in California, and just see that it's literally like 10 minutes away from my shop is unreal to see that much energy put into it. And I'm excited to see other bands check out Tampa and to see that things are happening in Florida. And you know, we got a place out here. If y'all want to play loud, let's get rowdy. You know what I mean? So I'm excited, and I'm really proud of Tara Bay for sure.
He's got a little fire with it too, man. I'm stoked for him.
And Deviant Libations too. They're a great
DIY.
Yeah, Frankie over here, he does sound for a lot of venues here in Tampa.
Oh, cool.
I would put it in one of the highest regards of having great sound for your venue, period. But for him to be excited to do sound at a small bar, and us, we're planning to destroy that place with all our brands.
It's a cool little spot. I do mix there sometimes.
Rich, you got to be there. Turbo, I hope you show up.
I'm working on it. To me, the coolest thing is that. So I was in South Florida for a really long time. I lived in Buffalo in the late '90s, and I've not experienced in Florida a club scene like I did up in the Northeast. Even in South Florida, like for the stuff that we like, not a ton going on down there. Some really good bands, like now there's a band called Bleeth that we love, and Torch obviously from back in the day. But to see these bands coming just, you know, across I-4 or however else I would get there from here is very exciting. I'm in Melbourne. I mean, this is amazing. Which day are you playing?
We're going to be playing second to last on Sunday.
That's okay. Because Sunday, I think, is... Because I was talking to the drummer from Liquid Pennies, who's also in Electric Mud. I think they're playing Sunday. I think Basque is too, which would make...
It's going to be us, and then it's going to be Basque.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
But each of those days are gnarly, but to see our lineup for that day is like just... It's unreal. I mean... It's we're just very thankful for sure. Yeah,
it's amazing, and you're playing your record release show with Hollow Leg. That's one of the bands that you guys are playing with, right? They're from Orlando, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. We went on tour with them recently. They were co-headline on tour, and we just had so much fun with them. We're like, yo, come play our EP release party.
Yeah.
So they're in for it. It's gonna be a good time.
That's our Hollow Dads right there, bud.
Yeah. We're with Saints of Saturn too, who's just like this killer Tampa rock band, and so the lineup's awesome.
Which I would love for you to check out as well, man.
Yeah.
They've been trucking for years, but they definitely have this thing going on now that I would love for them to check out what our side of the table looks like. They're just loud rockers too. So
Taking notes.
Yeah, taking notes. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. This is how I find out about a lot of other bands, by just asking what the bands that you guys go out with or listening to or in the scene. Before we go, I want to ask you also about what I nerd out about, and what I think is coming soon would be vinyl for at least the most recent second record. One of you might have mentioned possibly the first record being pressed at some point. I believe, tell me again the label that you guys are going to be dropping that on.
That's Threat Collection. Yeah. So our producer Ryan Bosch with Candor Recordings, he set out. He used to work in Cali, had a bunch of stuff going on out there. Decided to move back to Tampa. Grew up north of Tampa, Newport Richey, and he just started this whole thing. And Liquid Pennies is on that. A couple other bands too, but we were like, cool, let's go. So working with him, he was the one that kind of pushed the idea. Hey, we're gonna do this. He laid out a couple ideas of which pressing plants to go with. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna end up utilizing a Florida one, and we're gonna run with that. So
love it. The Liquid Pennies record came out great. It sounds really good. It looks really good. I somehow have two. I don't know how that happened, but I somehow have two of them, which I think I have both colors that they have, because that's kind of what I do. And I also have to ask you, and Turbo, I've dominated this conversation, but I'm fanboying out right now, so you'll have to deal with it.
Thank you, man.
Grow is one of my three favorite songs that I have heard this year and in a long time. How did that come about? Just tell me a little bit about that track, if you don't mind.
Weed.
Oh my God!
I kind of made that assumption.
So,
hey man, I gotta fuck around a little bit.
Honestly, the way that we all kind of write, we approach this again. We've all been in bands, we've all been in projects, right? So we approach this in a very democratic way. You have to be able to vote on what we're doing. There's 4 of us. It's easy. If 3 of us, figure we like something, we run with that and we explore more of that. So what happens is, one of us, me or Frankie, will come with riffs. Mike will actually mouth out rhythms that he likes, and gets frustrated because he can't play guitar, so he doesn't know tonality.
I'm over here air guitaring, perfect.
No, it's terrible.
I'm doing perfect air guitaring, and he looks at me, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I'm like, it looks like it's here though, brother, right?
Yeah, it's nowhere near there.
It's when Mike takes the guitar from me, and he's like,
tries
"Mind
to
if I play that?"
Yeah.
And then some sounds come out of that.
And it's like, whoa, that's crazy. But no, we go that route. We find just principal riffs that sound like a vibe, and then we kind of piece them together, and we go from there, and then it just turns into this crazy composition.
I don't remember exactly like how we wrote "Grow," but I do know, some songs. I'm like, oh, I remember we did it that day. I don't remember how we put it together, but it just became this badass song. And I looked and I forget, but I have like the very, very first like how we do these riffs, preliminary riff of "Grow" stashed on our.
We record everything.
Yeah, everything's recorded, and you can hear these songs evolve. And that was when I was listening to. I was like, damn, "Grow's evolved." But that was the first one we wrote after we finished Contact. We were like, cool, we finally got this thing out. Like, we were on that
We were
high.
playing that live for a while.
Yeah, Grow was the first one we wrote for the new album, and that kind of shaped like what the whole new album was about and everything. We're like, let's make it like this cool, like terraforming, weird alien, stuff. And I think we were just stoked because we just Contact had such a good reception. Like, we were pretty hot right then, and that's the song that came out of it. We're like, we need to write stuff. Let's write something a little different than what we were doing. Let's be, a little more. There's a little more nuance to the new album.
I'm a big
And
fan.
that was like the start of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a lot of like the weird, like the draggy stuff, right? And Grow, I think I was probably ripping on something.
I don't know, man.
Came in out of nowhere, and you were like, "Yo, this is crazy."
It is cool.
And it's just we pieced it together, and it turned into what it is, man. It's wild.
Yeah, and then you open with it, which is the perfect opener. Also, I think you jammed a little bit, and then the first song where you were, where we got Frankie's vocals and everything was Grow, and it was. Yeah, it's goosebump stuff for somebody who enjoys the stuff like I do. So Turbo, do you have anything else for the guys? While as I dominated 94% of this interview as usual, but more. Than usual
I love your music. I love your sound. I love the lyrics. I just want to know what's your spaceship look like.
Yeah.
It looked like a 2008 Chevy Express van.
Yeah, it's on the T-shirt. Like,
We actually have a T-shirt that looks like a rocket with it.
yeah, that's the
Right
best.
on.
Oh, I need that one. My laundry cycle did not work out. I planned on wearing the Florist shirt with the birds and the orange and the sun in the background, but laundry things. But I had to at least represent the Tampa St. Pete location.
And I love the album cover because it encapsulizes Florida perfectly.
It does.
The album cover was actually created by Frankie's girlfriend, who's a tattoo artist.
That's awesome.
So she drew that whole thing up.
There's so
Shout
much
out.
going on.
She's literally right behind this iPad we're talking to right now. Pop in, say hi.
There
There
it
it
is.
comes.
That's the hand that drew it.
So here's a crazy. I don't know if anybody outside of Florida would catch this, but in 432 there is a crazy sound effect that Jeremy does. Did either of you recognize what that was?
I'm gonna have to go back and listen now. I will report back.
Well,
Go back and listen.
Unless
It's a
Turbo knows.
sandhill crane.
that's what?
A sandhill crane.
Uh,
So he took that sound and ran it through this whole microwave that he's got over here, and it just turned it into some crazy shit, and it brought it to life. But that's the kind of stuff that we're into is just finding the random shit like that, right?
I love it.
Has David Attenborough.
Grow does have David Attenborough.
Yes, it does.
Frankie one time said that we are the archetype of what Florida is, with a Jersey transplant, a weird hippie from St. Pete, a Florida cracker, and a Miami Cuban.
It's awesome. It actually is Florida. You're looking
It works out, man.
at Florida right here. And a Long Island guy, ex-Long Island guy, talking to you. Obviously that's what you do. You move from Long Island to here. It's usually,
unfortunately, I'm a Tennessean, so
yeah. But you did live here
Tennessee.
before. You got out.
I did spend 2 years in Boca, and I like to forget all about it.
Well, that's why.
Oh, no.
Boca.
Thanks, Sam.
Boca. But the album cover is. I can't wait to see this in the vinyl square, because there's so every time you look at it, you see something different. I just noticed I actually never noticed the lady in the background in the trees. Yeah,
There he is.
I don't know how I didn't notice that of all things, but for some reason I'm looking at the double-headed lizard. But yeah, just killer stuff. Just amazing, amazing work. Does she do more like the shirts and stuff too for you, or some of the other designs?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think if she can hear this, I think you might want to hit these guys up for a raise or something, so to do something more on the merch. Because
I had a great joke for that one.
She's paid by the entry player.
I set myself up perfectly.
God damn it.
Guys, this has been amazing. I wish we had more time. I want us to have more time. Come back and talk to us again, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Come
My
out to the show.
my plan is to be there on the Sunday, and just I want to see you guys, but I also want to see everything else that's going on. We talked to Bask the other day, and some of those other bands. Electric Mud. I didn't even realize he was in Electric Mud. That's a band that I thought only Turbo and our little crew even cared about. So to realize that they're on the show and they're playing that day, I can't wait to see you guys. Thank you guys again. My new favorite band, Florist from Tampa, Florida. New record is called Adrift. Go pre-order the vinyl. Go buy some merch. These guys have lots of merch and lots of weed associated merch too. If you're into that sort of thing. The merch table was full, a cornucopia of anything you could possibly want there. So these guys rule. You will constantly hear me telling everybody that. So, guys, thanks a lot for doing the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us on, man.
Thanks for giving us a chance, bud.
No, absolutely. You guys are
We really do
awesome,
appreciate it.
awesome people. Awesome. I love the music. But the cool thing is that when I came there, we just kind of chatted and hung out, and you guys got up on the stage and rocked, and we chatted and hung out, and I love it.
Next time, Jeremy has to bring his theremin, so he has something to say.
Yeah. I want to hear. We want some action.
There, yeah.
We really want to have him do like a rig, like a
Rig breakdown.
like a rig breakdown, like because a lot of people ask about what's going on there, and I always say I don't know.
Because none of us know either. We want him to
really-
rig breakdown. We know.
He's told us before, but I
idea.
swear to God, I don't know what's going on.
Let's do some isolation tracks or something on what he's bringing. I would love to hear that. But anybody who comes across Florist playing anywhere near them, go see them because it's an experience. It really is. I didn't want your set to end, even though Restless Spirit and Truck Fighters are coming up next. I just wanted you guys to play and play and play. So can't wait to see you guys again. And have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk soon.
Cool, man.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
Thanks,
Nice to
guys.
meet y'all.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you.
Nice meeting you.